So how many times were you burned throughout the years by the um VA thing, or just had, stupid issues or questions because of like the VA rule where they couldn't pay benefits, couldn't pay commissions, etc.
Right. I don't really know, but there was.
Yeah, because I know I encountered it because a lot of my sales, were in surprise and whatnot. So I worked with a lot of military people, so a lot of VA loans. And in the fall of the market, when we had our minimum commission, um, this popped up a lot where pay buyers, brokers out of pocket, you know,
Yeah.
and then rely on sellers to voluntary pay us. So we were able to, work through it and stuff like that. But um, as of right now, though, like it's all basically standard. So eligible veterans, surviving spouses can use their VA home benefits to pay buyer broker commissions. Encourages debtors to negotiate the fees with the broker directly. Sellers can still pay buyer broker commissions if they wish to, and VA will not treat sellers paying broker commissions as a concession because that's what they used to consider it as too. So,
Right.
um, yeah. So basically, there's no more hiccups with VA loans whatsoever. There's no loss to the sellers, and there's no reason the seller shouldn't choose a VA loan for any reason. Basically, that's the way I look at it, because they were getting penalized for no reason.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
there were three offers, guaranteed the VA was probably not the one to get accepted because of those stupid things. And it wasn't even a factual thing. It amounted to like a couple $100, you know, and it really wasn't that big of an issue. But in a competitive market, every penny counts in a competitive market. And so even those stupid little things, they were perceived as larger than they were, and I can't tell you how many times I had to sell my VA client because they appeared to have more risk or more cost to the sellers. You know what I mean? Um, and this just alleviates it. Hey, Ruth.
Hey.
So we are catching up on a ton of news and stuff from the last few weeks. So you saw this, right? About the VAs, VA stuff. They can now pay buyer commissions and buyer whatever. There's no limitations anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's exciting. Let's see. Next. Where was I? Where were we? The 10th. Got to renew my license. So many stupid things over here. Here we go. All right. So, a while ago, I bought, when we found out that the semiconductor place was coming to town, I bought part of one stock. And because at the time it was like $78, right? And I had like $25 left in my Fidelity account from I don't know, years ago, whatever it was. So I was like, okay, well, let's just throw it there, right? Since then, it's done nothing but go up.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Their stock is now at like $133. So I almost have what would be the equivalent of one whole share price of if I would have been able to buy one whole share when I first got in, right? But it's amazing what it's doing to the area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. PBS NewsHour featured ASU and U of A. Top 20 of the world's best higher education institutions. U of A, their tech launcher is introduced new web-based platform startup hub that connects high-tech entrepreneurs with inventions led by, my lord, faculty, staff, etc. I mean, so many things. So this was the one that was going to be kind of more important to us for the time being. Another Chandler-based semiconductor equipment supplier. big old investment rounds, and so yet more businesses coming to Mesa Chandler area. So we're just growing. I mean, there's no getting around it. You know, the world might be falling apart. Inflation's happening. Interest rates suck. Grocery prices suck. Car prices suck. But we're still growing.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's amazing.
I know.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think there's a lot of people that can't afford to live, and I think the gas prices, inflation, and groceries, and those types of things are killing them. You know, I think it's hard for the normal working person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you're not on any type of government program. So, I mean, I'm not saying anything negatively one way or the other, but if you're on a government program, then to you it might seem like it's okay. But if you're not,
Social Security isn't keeping up with inflation.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah, and those benefits for so many are actually I don't know. There's so many things going on. I 100% agree. So mortgage rates finally, that was exciting. And I didn't look them up today. Did anybody know where are they at as of this morning?
No, I have no idea. I think the last time I heard they were around 6.8 or 6.9, something like that.
That's what I'm hoping. They're still around 6.8.
Yeah.
Mortgage loan, fixed prime. Where are you, my nerds? Oh, there they are. I love NerdWallet. They're the best. All right, so there we go. 6.78, 7.1, 7.25. So it looks like as a whole they have gone back above 7.
Yeah.
Yuck. Yuck.
Yeah, that doesn't help the economy any. I don't know. I mean, that whole concept of raising interest rates to deflect inflation, it hasn't worked.
No.
So I don't get all that. But
honestly, and I mean, this is going to be controversial, so I'll go ahead and say it. I think we need a recession. I think we need a reset. We have to, in order for prices to go backwards, we have to go backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but that's oh crud, do I have a meeting right now? Hold on a second.
Hello, this call is being recorded. You do not wish to be recorded. Please hang up now.
Breakthrough Handyman Services, how can we help you?
Hi, this is Sean with United Legal Group. Is this Josh?
Yes, sir.
Josh, did you get my email about the meeting last week? We had one of our offices closed, so I couldn't have 2 attendees.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to cancel that.
Yeah.
Would tomorrow or Wednesday be okay, sir?
Yeah, I got back to you on that. I thought I can't remember what I said on off the top of my head, but yeah, I thought it was like tomorrow or Wednesday. I forget what I replied to right now. But yeah, you scared me when you were calling that I had it wrong.
No. And then here, hang on.
Yeah, I'm in a meeting right now, so yeah, I just wanted to answer just to be safe. So okay, perfect. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, sir, 10:30. Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. I so much on my plate right now. So, yeah, but sorry to get back. It's gonna suck, but I don't know of any other way to do it because you can't keep raising minimum wage and you can't just keep raising the cost of everything. That's just it's going at one point in time it has to reset, otherwise it'll just keep going rampant. You know what I mean? And it's kind of where I honestly felt I landed on the very, very conservative side back in the day, where I didn't think there should have been a bailout. I thought companies should fail because they should. You know, I'm not trying to be mean, but if you do bad things and you're not a good business and go out of business, that's a learning lesson. Learn, and start another one if you can. But the damages are, and they're so afraid of the public turning against them that they're hurting the public.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I
You
mean, there's a
have,
lot of things.
sorry.
No, I just, I was just thinking. I mean, there's a lot of things that have really not done very well. Electric vehicles have really not done very well,
Yep.
and so there's big layoffs coming in that sector.
Hmm.
Um, if I were to get an electric vehicle, it would be that Lucid.
Oh
I
heck
mean, that
yeah!
vehicle that
I
costs
just
$80,000.
Well, and they just released their $280,000 best vehicle of all time. Every rating says it's not just the best electric vehicle, it is the best car ever created.
But they just let go 700 people.
Yeah, they're because of, I don't know, about 2 years ago, I started a Fidelity account and I threw like $200 in it, right? And I've just been kind of monitoring, and then over the last like 6 months or so, truly, I've been kind of monitoring. I don't know. I'm thinking about my future. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to think of, investing in different capacities and trying to diversify, et cetera. Right. So I've been keeping an eye on Lucid in general, just because I think it's a great company. I think they have a great product. And,
Yeah.
so at the same time that I was looking at TSM, uh, I was also looking at Lucid, and Lucid has plummeted to like $2 a share.
Yeah.
And I still have faith that a couple of these, there's going to be a couple electric vehicles that make it out, right? Tesla is Tesla. They're probably going to make it. They have such a huge infrastructure at this point in time. But I think there's going to be one or two more that might make it out, and my money would be on Lucid.
Hmm.
It's a shame. It's a shame because they are. I mean, yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a pretty car. And the Cadillac electric vehicle is really pretty too. And so is the Mercedes electric vehicle. Now,
yeah,
Mercedes also makes a hybrid, which if I were going to buy something like that, I probably would get a hybrid. But but to lease one of those, just the leasing on it is like $870 a month or something.
yo.
So, yeah, I mean, you have a small audience, a smaller audience for that, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of why they were making the new one a little beefier. The color combo is a little bit different. So hopefully it's going to reach it's a very unique looking car. It's very
Oh, it is.
futuristic, but in a mature way. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's
It's
very
already
pretty.
like the older person's vehicle for future.
Yeah, yeah, it is definitely pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll take it all day long. Okay, so my lord, unfortunately we had issues with our handyman yesterday, so I had to reschedule a bunch of appointments, and it looks like people are finally checking their email, of course. Um, so this is why I hate the handyman company. I can't wait to redo it as soon as we get through a bunch of these things randomly. I can't wait to redo handyman. It's gonna be so much better as soon as I can freaking get through that. Okay. Come on. So, look at this. Oh, here, let me pull up the last month so we can have a comparison, because there's been a fairly significant difference. Not stat. I want rent. How do I get past issues of the rent? Huh. Do I just have to look up last month? Where was the median lease? Do you remember last month?
Around 21.95 or something. I can't remember.
Um
2000. I can't remember.
thought it was 2155. That's what I thought. Okay. So median lease 2155. and right now it is 2190.
Yeah.
That is a significant increase. And then the average lease, in other words, too, also 2292 up to 2335. Average days on the market went from 42 to 38. Did you notice any of those changes?
Well, everything that we had rented except for Jay's that got flooded. So, and Dale's that he wants too much for. So I haven't had really anything that month. That 2 months ago when we had the 3 or 4 of them rent. Yeah, I noticed that. But with our owners, I send them the comps and I say this is what I would advise if you wanted to rent quickly. We could put it wherever you want it, and we'll check in a week. But yes, I did notice. So this is going to be July, June, May. So May, that things had rented pretty well.
It's been 8 years since we've had activity this high.
Yeah.
Last summer, it broke 2,500 a couple times. But other than that, you have back in 2016, that's the last time we had anything remotely like this. And it was 2562, 2537. And of course, that's the middle of July. So we're in that creep up period. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can see historically, right here, it's always like the lowest, and then June picks up, July picks up, August peaks, and then it drops again historically.
Yeah.
So this
Although I don't know, I was going through renewals the other day, working on renewals, and we had a lot of things rent last year in October. So I don't know. I mean, was that a fluke last September, October-ish? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, that's the thing about leases. They typically renew, and they're yearly or bi-yearly, or not bi-yearly, whatever you want to call it. So for some reason we might have had a weird influx that
Yeah.
October,
Yeah.
and it just continues because that's when we renew. I have no idea.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
according to the stat, it doesn't mean anything. That's not a historically great month.
No, it's not. Neither September nor October. But I only had a couple renew for this month. And so I was kind of working ahead, looking to see what I was going to have coming up as far as, contacting the owners and giving them comps and stuff like that. And I went, holy cow, we had a lot of stuff coming up in October. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a fluke thing, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye on that one. But I mean, this is historic. This is our rental market. And as we discussed, we know it has to do with interest rates and home prices.
Yeah.
It is, even though it's 2190, that 2190 is more affordable than buying a house equivalent. So it's going to be this way. We are now San Francisco. We're now New York. We're a rental place,
Well, yeah, I think, Phoenix is fairly transient. And so that I think has something to do with it.
Yeah.
And, there's no big benefit right now to buying a house. There's just not. I mean, so many of those tax perks have been taken away, and people don't want to have to take care of a yard and pay for maintenance. So they just rent, let somebody else take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as you can cash flow just a little bit, or even possibly break even, depending on your current position. It's not bad if you have to move. My personal opinion is if you could rent a property out, you really should, because the benefit long term of having a tenant is truly there. Yeah, but a lot of people now even more people now will have to sell to buy, because they're buying in a more expensive market every which way. Higher interest rates, higher prices, everything,
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to cash out every freaking penny to move forward. But that's also where investments go. You're seeing a lot more 1031s going on because people just are flowing.
Yeah.
crazy though. Yeah, this is why I'm being much nicer to my landlord because I I don't want him to screw me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Please don't raise my rent. Please don't raise my rent.
Yeah.
uh,
Well, and there's lots of people in your same position, like you said, if you're older and renting Social Security, we got like an $80 raise last year. And if you're younger and renting, your rent's going up every year, but your wages aren't going up like that.
yeah.
So it's really a catch-22 for people that are renting. It's tough.
Well, let's keep the good news rolling.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Sold listings, 6,500, which is slightly better.
Yeah. A
You
little
can
bit better.
see 3 months ago we had the dip, and then slightly better. And you'll notice that this slightly better was better than 12 months ago. So that's good news. I mean, it's still only up maybe 2/3, but that's closer,
Yeah.
to where we should be. New listings, as we kind of figured, we're going to flatten off because we saw that for the last couple months where they were just
Yeah.
they shouldn't have. I don't know what people were thinking coming out with the prices and the listings they were giving the people buying. So
Yeah.
kind of leveled off a little bit, but it's still better than it was, which means that there's still at least enough selection for the people that are buying. Because if we add it all together, we're at 15,660. And if there's 6,500 sales per month, we're looking at 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So it's just barely still a seller's market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. My neighbors, 2 doors down from me, just listed their house. It's a big big continental tri-level. It's real pretty inside. The outside looks like a haunted house, but the inside is really pretty. And they listed it for 475. And we've seen some people looking at it, but it's still active for 475. It's been probably a month now. So I don't know. She'll eventually have to lower it. She was a realtor, so.
Speaking of that, I want to check on my neighbor. The house that I love up the street.
Yeah.
I thought they had a contract on it, and for the last couple days they've been back. So I don't know if it fell through or what. Because I mean, 625,000 is a lot, no matter which way you cut it. But bang for the buck, you're getting a ton of home.
Is that the one on the hill? Up on the hill?
No, it's
No.
on your way up to my house. When you guys come up, you come in off 67th, right? That's
yeah.
If you come in on 64th, right? You go up a ways, and then there's that little whip thing where you just make a quick, it hits the T, you make your quick left and immediate right. So it's just a whoop, whoop, and then so after you make that little thing on the right hand side, I think it's the second or third house up on the right hand side. It's just a beautiful, beautiful home. Let's see. Here's me. So we'll just go. Let's grab. Oops, I forgot to check. Square. Yeah. Oh, whoa, no. Let's go there. That's gonna be a lot of homes. Mm-hmm. $64th. There it is. Yep. Back on.
Is it on the market?
Yep. They dropped the price a little bit, it looks like. 669 was the original. Yeah, I love this house, man. I would so buy it if I could. See, there's the view. You got Saddle right behind. It's got the nice landscaping, 3-car garage. RV gate. Look at that cute pool. Great yard, sport court.
It does have a pool.
Yep, absolutely. Pool, sport court, grass, RV parking, 3-car garage. I mean, it has everything, you know?
Oh, it's pretty too.
Yeah. Take this house all day, every day. I mean, it's not necessarily up to date, but I'm fine with that.
Yeah. It's still really pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the owner was a um kindergarten teacher. Her and her husband, her husband owns a power washing company. And
Oh, wow.
she's the cute little tiny lady that's barely, I don't even think she's 5 feet tall, and she would walk her 2 Great Danes.
Oh, gee. Sounds like a friend of mine who walks her pit bulls.
Yeah.
She's almost 80.
Well,
the pit bulls walk her.
Yeah. She got a younger one, and that one definitely gets excited. It's hilarious. But she was just the nicest lady, and so nothing but the best for them. So 15,000 up. So everything's on the up and up, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
It's good news there. Under contract, up, which is good. Yeah, I mean, it's a slow trend, but unfortunately you could see that 12 months ago we did have more under contract than we have today. But ever since that plummet 6 months ago, we've been slowly creeping back. So we didn't creep back enough, but trying to look on the bright side.
Yeah.
What was the because even then the price per square foot was $280, so we're still up $20 a freaking square foot. That could explain why there's a few less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then people eventually get tired, if they're overpriced houses being on the market, they take them off the market. So how do they well, I guess they don't really have much way of tracking that, or do they? So let's say I have my house listed and I take it off the market for 2 months and I put it back on the market. It's just considered a new listing. They don't take into consideration that it happened.
No, it's not. If it's less than a certain amount of time, it actually accumulates the days still. So that's why you have agent days on market, cumulative days on market.
Right.
Here, I'll show you. Let's go cube. All right. So you got your cumulative days on market. So let's say minimum, let's check this out. It's 365. All right. So if we just look at that one in particular, okay, we've got 340 listings. Okay. Now what we can do is actually take that and edit it and add in just regular days on market. I think I actually have to spell that one out. I don't know why they do it differently on both of those stupid agent days on market. See, you have to look them up 2 different ways.
I know that. I know that even if, I have it listed and then HomeSmart listed, it's still going to show cumulative days on market. Doesn't matter who has it listed. Given
you don't list it, you don't take I think it's a 3-month break in between. I'll have to look that up in between.
Yeah.
But notice like agent days on 365, there's only 294 as opposed to the cumulative days on market, which was over 300.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So agent days on market is the one you want to look at. But even then, if it's the same agent and they had it off market for less than 2 months, it'll still show up as the same listing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at this. So all of these have been on the market for a year. How neat is that one? Didn't we look at that before? It's a great location to build a wonderful house. Yeah, that's a starting point. I'll call it that. When was that built? 1950? Looks like 1850. 758 days on the market.
Oh, it's in Miami. Yeah. Yeah. We drove through there one night about 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, it's a little scary.
All right, what do you think the record is? Okay, let's take off agent. Okay, what do you think highest? Let's say over 1,000 days. I bet there's 60. 12.
Mm, hmm.
Okay.
That's a lot of days on market.
Let's go 1,200 days.
So all of those houses, that house you were just showing me in Miami, those are built against the hill.
Yeah.
It's weird. The whole town is built against like the hill.
Yeah, it's like a I don't know, it's a more quaint version of Jerome-ish, I guess, because of the
Yeah,
mine. You know?
I don't know.
That mine there was. Is that even still active at all?
It is. Well, yeah. When you drive up the steep, up to Safford, because JC had a ball game in Safford. This was a couple of years ago. So we didn't drive back down until like after 10 o'clock, and you could see all those houses built on it. But you could see the mining. It was all lit up.
Oh,
so
cool.
It's like the road is like a switchback, and the mining is like in between it's weird. But Safford and Thatcher, they're great little towns.
Yeah, Safford. I like Safford. Yeah, my the only real experience I have down there was when my dad would speak at the random tiny churches in the rural areas, for example, and then my high school girlfriend, her family was from Globe, Miami, and I would go there with them, here and there. So cute. I liked it. It was, I don't know. Yeah. All right. So we've got 7 that have been active for over 1,200 days. Let's see. Do we think anybody's gonna break 1,500? Nope.
No.
All right. Here's the winner. 40 in Pierce. It's in Pierce.
Oh wow, that's funny.
We're
Is it
like
it's
one
a
of the
house,
2
huh?
people that knows where that is.
Yeah. It's a little house, huh?
That's hilarious. It's a 1,300 square feet.
Oh, but look at this. Building's uninhabitable. No utilities. Have been connected for years. Yeah. Cash offers on. Yeah.
Sunsight's acres.
Probably not going to happen.
400,000 square feet. That lot itself is 9 acres. That's 5,000. That's $5,000 an acre. That's not a bad deal. Just for the land. I mean, and obviously you could probably get a discount, I would imagine, 30.
Yeah. If you had the wherewithal to build there, to build on it.
Yeah, I mean, I would take the land for 35, 40 grand, because that's less than, I mean, you can't land for $4,000 an acre that's not bad, especially there's not an area in Pierce that you can't build on or do something with. It's flat, it's good, it's happy.
Right.
Shoot, I'm gonna send this to my dad. Yeah. But something tells me with that long, that's not a very motivated seller. I'll hold out. The market will catch up. That's funny. Okay. Pierce wins. So it's 1,428 days. That is a long time. What is that? Is that 5 years? Did it actually? 1,429 divided by 365. Oh no, it's 3.9 years.
EXP listing. EXP has it listed.
Okay, well, back to stats. So want the supply exactly as we said, a little over 2, between 2 and 3. Definitely a seller's market still. It's a seller's market that nobody's buying or selling. So it's just insane. So we got down, down, down. I'm confused. Well, again, these are the things. So forgive me, but the median is up, but the average is down.
Is down. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we obviously care more about the medium. So as far as we're concerned, up, 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 up. Okay. So we've gone from 453 to 480.
450 to 3.
Okay. And remember, we thought the happy point was 425. Between 4 and 425 is what an average Arizona can afford.
Yeah. Well, they can't even afford that.
Well, yeah, that was a stretch. You're absolutely correct. But we've gone up since then, right? So how I'm trying to formulate the best question because sales prices up, 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 up every which way from Sunday, right? So 425 to 449. Okay. Now you've got 453 and 480. Okay. So if we look at it, that's approximately $30,000 below, right? And if we look at it here, we're still at approximately $30,000 below.
You know, it's so funny. I showed a double wide mobile home in at 67th and North of Bell there. Casa Campagna, a
The one
55
right
plus
across from Home
community.
Depot.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
So I sold these folks that house last year. Remember, I had that three-way. One had to close in Tucson and had to close theirs, and then theirs closed in Ventana Lakes. So they were thinking if they bought this mobile home that they could sell their home and pay cash for this mobile home. And it's real cute inside. I mean, a couple big red flags to me, but I don't know anything about mobile homes. This is a manufactured home, you know, with the affidavit of a fixture. You can't move it and stuff like that. So nice little community, real clean, but it's a 1982 manufactured home, I think. But anyhow, what I was going to say is there's like 3 of them for sale in there, and one of them is for $294,000.
Golly.
And so the one we were looking at was $194,000, and it had been, you know, pretty much remodeled in the inside. But the thing that scares me about selling those is you don't know, you know, what's it sitting on and what's, you know, inside of the, you know, because they're all that aluminum stuff, you know.
Yeah. Does that one, and are they paying pad fees there too and stuff, or how does that work?
No, they own the land.
Okay, they do own the land. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a nice little lot. It's
Okay.
really a nice little lot. Yeah, it has a nice backyard, has a big driveway up the one side, and the back of the house has a large patio that goes from end to end of the house. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah.
Had a nice laundry room and stuff. It was really cute.
Well, look at this.
But
kind of along the same lines, our friend Jenny from Black Canyon City, I was her youth leader back in the day, right? And her mom is the current pastor at my dad's church and heads the learning center, right? Just a sweet, sweet family. Okay, but Jenny's trying to buy her first home.
yeah.
Okay, so look at this. Okay, so there's a total of 9. Okay. Let me make sure I don't have anything else checked. Yeah, 9. Okay. So this poor thing, okay, she's in her 20s, maybe early 20s. Okay. These are her options.
Yeah.
Okay. So like 1,345 square feet on a nice lot, right? And built in 1979.
299,000. Holy cow.
299,000. They put an offer on this yesterday
Wow.
for 280. Her first home, a 1979 manufactured home, 1,300 square feet for
It's crazy.
$280,000.
Yeah.
and it's not even
Yeah.
accepted yet. Like she's still hoping. But she only has 9 to choose from, and look at the options. There's 3, right around the $300,000 mark or less. She really can't afford anything above that, and so she's doing the best she can, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just ran the numbers. FHA, okay, for the actual average home price, which is $449,600. Okay. Um, security still has a 6.875. Okay, so fingers crossed that is the current. Let's pray that that's a fairly good FHA still, maybe. Who knows? Okay, 30 years, Phoenix taxes, $65 a month HOA. Okay. Guess what the
It does have an HOA. So does she own the land there?
Oh no, I'm not saying this has nothing to do with any. I'm just running an average based on the
Okay.
449,600. So an average person today buying an average home, that's the average median price, 449,600, right?
Yeah.
And I figure an average person's not going to have 10, 20% to put down. So a lot of them are still going to be using FHA, right? For 3.5%. So at 3.5% down, and let's get rid of the HOA. Fine. Let's buy an older home, because it won't have an HOA and you'll save money. Let's do it that way. Okay. You know what the payment is?
Oh, probably 1,900, 2,200, somewhere around there. 1,900.
Okay. We're
1,800.
For a purchase price of 449,600, you're going to bring to close $29,933.
Wow.
Okay. And your payment at that moment, including PITI and unfortunately the MIP, because it's a whatchamahooser,
Right.
$36.20 a month.
$36.20. Holy cow.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Jeez.
Now we know why people are renting.
Oh, of course.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna email this to both of you so you could actually see it. This is insane. Yeah. So that's why it's not going to stop, unfortunately, until prices go down or interest rates will go down, or ideally both.
Yeah. Ideally both. Don't know.
Any thoughts, Marilyn? I think you're in shock.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Really.
Crazy. How you doing, Marilyn?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling?
I'm better. I'm doing okay. These prices are ridiculous.
Yes, they are. They really are.
What happens in the recession? Or is he talking about everything going down?
Hold on one second. Let me just finish this really quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the not to get political, but I'm pretty sure the debate did not help anybody. It didn't fill anybody with confidence as a whole. But because I don't know, man. Like, I don't see it going down anytime soon. Unless there's drastic changes. Days on market, 47 went down a little bit, but we're hovering at 45. So technically we're down 2 days compared to last year, even though prices have gone up and everything. So there's always going to be the people that need to buy a home, and they're going to find a way. If you have to move, you have to move. If you have to buy, you have to buy. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
However, it grew 0.6, remains below normal. Buyers have 37% more homes to choose from, but the mortgages are preventing them from wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly as he says. Now we haven't really talked about like the where to go because they got rid of it. But remember the short sales? Notice that
Yeah.
that's not here anymore. Um, I wonder what's going on with the amount of bank-owned homes and short sales.
Well, do you remember the day we were looking that up and there were like 2 short sales in Phoenix? That's going to change.
Well, it went from 2 to 6 to 12, in just that
Yeah.
time we were looking at it. And
Yeah.
those were, I mean, as far as they're tiny, but those are exponential gains. And exactly, the difference from 10 to 120 is kind of significant. You know,
Hmm.
I just caught on to that. Did you notice that they got rid of it until
Huh,
now?
no. Hmm.
We didn't miss it, right? Yeah, no.
I don't think so.
I wonder why. That's not. I guess again, they're trying to keep the scary information from us.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm
Yeah.
not rabble rousing though. No. um. So anyway, oh yeah,
Look,
calling from before. What's that?
Josh, look up, hmm, goodness, what is it now? Oh, shoot.
So NAR. So let's just catch up here really quick. I have a lot of the things I got to take care of because of the PM stuff as far as these emails. Okay, so I asked you, Ruth, if you saw this. Hopefully this is going to be kind of neat. Excited to announce the beginning of Rental Beast, integrating the Flex. And I don't know if it's going to take over Yardy a little bit, or help out with Yardy, but
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I probably should sign up for a class.
um, handled in Rental Beast rather than Flex MLS. Vacation ready short term rentals will continue to be handled Flex MLS. So, we exclusively do long term rentals. That's it. So, yeah, let me know if you want me to be part of that or if I need to learn, that's just hopefully it'll be
Yeah.
good and
Yeah,
save you
hopefully.
time. Because,
Josh,
yeah.
you were
Sorry.
talking about a short sale or something.
Yeah.
Would you look up 14575 West Mountain View?
Oh, that's in Terry's little community there, huh?
Well, she doesn't own it anymore.
Oh, she doesn't?
No, she sold it several years ago. She made $90,000.
Oh, yeah, but she still has one in there in that little community, right?
Not this one.
Not that one. Okay.
Hers
Okay.
is in, yeah.
Which unit is hers?
Let me see. 12102.
12102.
Yeah.
Oh crud! I hate it when I do that. Okay, so is it listed now, or are we just doing research on it?
No, it should be listed now.
Okay, let's just look at it. Where's my get away from there. Go from there, and then active.
She still has two in the Sun City Grand one, whatever they call it.
You say what was it? 10. You said 102 something. What was it?
12102.
12102.
It's not listed. I don't see it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, go to pending. Go to pending.
I was trying to click on, but kept going too far.
Yeah, go to pending. I got to ask you about this. Go to pending.
There it is.
Okay. Now, Terry used to own this one. She sold it for $240. The guy never did anything with it. So if you look this up under Monsoon now, can you go to Monsoon?
Yeah, it says it's a short sale. So
Yeah.
EO is close to 240. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always going to foreclosure too. Oh. Next month.
What does all this mean?
It means he didn't make his payments. He's going to foreclosure, and so he's got to get an offer accepted on a short sale. Not necessarily accepted, but pro, it, processed enough from the bank that they're going to attempt to put it through. Okay, and then they'll delay the foreclosure. So he owes 232,800 on the mortgage. So the bank, the bank's going to try to get as close to that as possible. So his goal is to get them to accept 185 or have an offer as close to 185 as possible, because the closer he can get to that 232, the more likely the bank will accept it.
Right.
But there's no guarantees on anything short sales. So they're going to be waiting on the average 3 to 6 months to hopefully find out if it will or will not be accepted.
Well, Terry has contacted them again, and she's got an offer in at 171.
Well,
and it's been accepted.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay, that's
okay.
good.
Well, that means that they're going to put her offer forward. Okay, and everybody is on the same page. If he's a good short sale person, everybody's going to be on the same page with her offer. Okay, so since the sellers accept it, they want it to go through. Okay,
but it said opening bid 120.
No, they're ignore the trustee sale. Okay, she's getting in before the trustee sale.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're going to hopefully delay the trustee sale with her offer. Okay, so they're going to try to get the bank to accept hers, and then they'll just keep postponing the foreclosure as long as they're processing it. So when did they accept her offer, the sellers?
Let me see. I have something here. When was the date here?
Well, it's pending as of 5/13.
Okay, so hopefully they would have submitted the short sale packet and whatnot to the lender within a week or two. Okay, because for all practical purposes, Jesus is basically filing bankruptcy against his house. He's saying, I can't afford it. He's trying to prove financial hardship in trying to prove a legitimate issue. And then because of that legitimate issue, they should work with your friend and accept her offer, because it's a win-win for everybody.
It's already been about 2 months. She's had it in for about 2 months.
Well, about 1 month, based on based on the 2 weeks or so that it takes to submit everything to the bank. Okay, so you figure if all goes well, she'll get a few updates, but there's only 2 or 3 processes total. Okay, it goes for basically the first person reviews it, they collect all the documents, they make sure the packet's put together. From there, they forward it to the asset manager, and then the asset manager actually looks at all the numbers, talks to the bank, blah, 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 right? And then from there, they determine if they're going to remotely accept it or not, okay? Once the bank determines if it's approved, then it goes to the actual investors behind the scenes, the people behind the money, okay? And they have to kind of sign off on everything. So you figure each one of those things takes about a month. Okay, so an average short sale takes at the best 3 months. Okay, and that's just to get the answer. From there, you'll open escrow officially, properly. Okay, once you have the executed contract. So she probably, if all goes well, the fastest one I've seen was 6 weeks. That I did. I think Dad did one in as little as 3 and got it approved from Citibank at the point that time or something like that. I forget, but it's not uncommon for them to take a year. The longest one we ever had was a Wells Fargo that took over 2 years.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people make offers, and I sold them houses before. I got a call on one and said, "Well, your offer's been approved." I said, "Well, they bought a house 6 months ago, so there you go."
Ouch. Yeah. Well, then that means that they just wasted a lot of time and have to start over. That was a lack of communication, big time. Wow. They weren't following up with you, and
No, we never heard from them. We never heard from them.
Oh, I would be so
No.
angry if I was that seller, because if
Yeah.
that agent not communicating with you guys throughout that process and wasting all that time, because now they have about a week or two to find another offer exactly the same, and hopefully
Yeah.
they prove it exactly the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even if they offer more, they're going to be like, no, because that means we have to start over. It needs to be exactly this offer.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, short sales suck, man.
Yeah.
That's why we were specialists in them, because we take over anything that sucks. That's why we do property management, right, Ruth?
For sure.
Anyway, so anyway, that's that. So best of luck. You know, hopefully she'll get a good deal. Hands down, it's the easiest way to get a good deal.
If she gets this back, okay, she paid 150 the first time around. She sold it for 240, and she might pick it up for 170 again.
Yeah. The only thing she might have going against her is that it's not technically really an arm's length transaction, because she has a past history with the house, and the fact that she's not a primary residence, the fact that it's obviously going to be a rental property. They really want to give preferential treatment to primary residents. So, but at the same time, if it's the only offer that they have, they're going to roll with it the best they can. So, that's the best we can do. I would say it's a 60-40 right off the bat on any given short sale that it'll be approved if it's a good agent. And it goes up from there, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, does that answer your question there?
I don't know. It's just they've had.
Well, the thing about Terry though is she's going in with cash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't pay for any. I mean, she pays cash for everything, so she's going in with cash. So there's no fees,
Easy,
and stuff.
closing. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a quick closing. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, definitely has some stuff going in her favor too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just a short sale, and that immediately just means there's so many factors out of her hands. It could be a wonderful offer. I tried to do the same thing with my divorce. My house was in my ex-wife's name, and when she was trying to sell it to move back to the East Coast, I had one of my investors. We put in a cash offer, and it was a good offer. They didn't accept it, and they actually let it go to foreclosure, where it sold for like $15,000 less than what we offer.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
No.
Yeah. So that's just hope for the best, and hopefully you have a good agent handling things behind the scenes. Okay, Compass Redfin have questioned the merit of the case. So more buyer side commission lawsuits. Notice buyer side commission lawsuits.
Yeah.
So it's just more stupid things, right, pertaining to commissions. We'll see if that actually goes anywhere. But the good news is they're putting an end to some of these things. So these copycat ones, they actually denied one. So that's excited.
Yeah. Yeah. We knew that was coming down the pike, though. We talked about that.
Yep.
What's to prevent, because that was a seller lawsuit, not a buyer lawsuit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
I mean, if the seller has paid the commission, I don't know how the buyer could sue unless they could say, well, I paid more for the house because, the commission. So everyone's trying to do away with traditional realtors. You've got 72 and sold, and you've got that 960 or whatever it is. I don't even know how those things work. So I'm assuming that their price is a base price. And then they if you want it in the MLS, you probably pay another fee for it and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't even know how those work.
Yeah, that's how some of them are set up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, it's that dual-edged sword, what people don't know, they don't appreciate. And what they don't understand is that there's a salesman selling them every single thing they've ever purchased.
Yeah.
And every one of them has been paid. Whether the company pays a salary, whether it's a commission, whatever it is, it's always worked in, and there's always somebody helping you. and that person gets paid. That's what a job is. Done.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. So you're either selling service, you're selling knowledge, you're selling a product, you're selling whatever. Everybody sells themselves. If you're an accountant, you're selling your services as an accountant, and you're getting paid for those services, right? So you're selling something. Everybody does. And
Yeah.
because everybody wanted the transparency, now they see how it gets broken down, and they don't have the full picture, and nor is anybody knowledgeable, or if you're not in the field, there's no way you can knowledgeably talk about the experiences necessary of being a realtor. Now, it's not to say that the real estate industry is great in and of itself, because the barrier to entry is way too low. There should never be 80,000 realtors in the valley, and
No.
people need to be held to a standard. If you're not selling at least 4 or 5 homes per year, it's tough for you to actually be in the market. You know what I mean? If you're not out there showing homes, if you're not out there writing contracts on a fairly regular basis, every 3 or 4 months, you should be writing at least one contract and kind of going through the process. If not, I hate to say it, but you're probably not as on as you probably can and should be to represent your clients. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. I mean, the fee, just paying the fees alone,
Mm-hmm.
and keeping up with your Supra and your all that stuff is, that's hard.
Yeah. So is it to say that we should be making, $90,000 per sale? That's a loaded question, but should we be harassed for making 3% on the surface? No. No.
No.
3% doesn't mean anything to anybody on any one given sale. It's what is our industry as a whole? If you're selling $8 million, again, going back to mining, if you're selling a mining tractor, your goal throughout the year is probably to sell 2, because they're millions and millions of dollars. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And if you sell your 2, you're going to get paid pretty well. So are you saying that person shouldn't get paid $150,000 per sale? Who am I to say?
Yeah.
He probably traveled around the
exactly.
world. How many different farms did he visit, or mines did he visit? You know what I mean? Like, who are we to say the details behind what somebody's getting paid? The cost involved with being a realtor, the liabilities involved with being a realtor. It's so loaded. So it has to
they
be
really
focused.
have no idea. They have no idea how time consuming it is to be a realtor. They don't know. I think they think, Marilyn, that we wiggle our noses and it just happens,
Yeah.
but it's not like that.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so just a couple other things. Thank you for your time. This was a long meeting. Okay, so again, historic investments from global companies recent years have positioned Arizona as a global leader in attracting foreign direct investment. That's great news. Again, U of A and ASU measured academic research scholarships, yada yada. So we are rocking on that level. We got more stuff coming to Goodyear. Have you heard about this? The Buc-ee's?
Oh yeah. Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
No.
You got to drive out there just to have brisket.
Okay.
That's like an all day affair.
Yeah.
You and Amber just take off, go out to Buc-ee's. It's gigantic, and the food is fabulous.
Okay.
They have the best brisket I've probably ever eaten.
Okay. Well, I guess in lieu of any Magic Mountain or Disneyland, I guess this is what we're getting.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
so
we're getting a little bit of that, that resort that's going up there.
that too. Yeah.
That's going to have a little bit of a amusement park and a big water park, and I guess it's been delayed now for a little while, but it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. So that was the main thing from this one that I pulled, because that's huge. And then again, the settlement, I think it did actually break $1 million in the last since this did come out, because they did one other person or one other group added. So it might be right at $1 billion now, but it's So defendant in 3 copycat lawsuits, New York, Nevada, Georgia, etc. So that settlement, thank God for the NAR. That's why we're members. And then last but not least, boop. Has anybody um you know how over the last couple weeks, months, there's been a lot of new not delegations, Jiminy Christmas. These things, names, acronyms after your stuff, that you can get.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on those really fast? I that was my last thing because there's so many more. Because now we have, the buyer representative, we have a seller representative, you've got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't read this.
I don't get it. There's just so many things that they want us to be, and it's like great. And so yeah, fair and inclusive realtor. It's like now if we don't have that, we're not a fair and inclusive realtor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get why.
Oh, another designation. Yeah.
Yeah, designation. Thank you, not delegation.
Yeah,
Designation.
yeah.
That's the word I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another way for somebody to make money.
exactly. And it
Yeah.
almost puts doubt if you don't have one after a while, like for a while I was thinking the new buyer representative one, because of the commissions and stuff, I thought that was going to be maybe necessary, but these are silly. Like, don't we have to take fair housing every year anyway? Like I don't know. So yeah, I just thought that was funny. Yet another one we can get if you like.